Hey guys, welcome to our Locker Podcast, your entertainment podcast for everything movie, television, video games, and more. My name's Adam.
And I'm Oliver.
All right, guys, and today we are reviewing Mandalorian Season 3, Episode 4, but Chapter 20, The Foundling.
Jeez.
Right?
So first off, short episode. I'm diving into it.
Well, compared to last one.
No, I think it's like 33 minutes.
And that's not even including like the 5 minutes of trailer, or not trailers, credits.
Credits?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's equivalent to like an anime episode. That's so little.
It was really quick.
Very action-packed, though. I like that.
Yeah. That was man. So diving into this, Grogu is cute as fuck.
Dude.
Like,
I can't get
Grogu's
over
great.
it. I can't get over it.
And then like they definitely are really pushing on this Bo-Katan scene, the Mythosaur. And like you said at the end of it, that she's probably the leader. Yep. I just don't know, man.
I think she is.
I don't know.
I think she is.
Honestly, at this point, like, she's not getting her own spinoff series, right?
No.
Okay, so she's like really in this one. Okay.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know.
Okay.
But oh man, there's so much to talk about.
Okay. Let's start from the beginning.
Yeah. Okay.
What was the beginning?
So we open up with them returning back to Mandalore, and Grogu's messing with some rocks.
Yeah, there's some training
that are like
regimen.
Crabs. Yeah. And then they do this training regimen where it's like a challenge with darts, and Grogu ends up using the Force and does his little like flips and shit.
Fucks that kid up. He deserves it. And
then after that, the kid, with all of the bad luck that he brings another creature to their little safe haven. Second time.
Right.
Remember that.
All right.
Why do they keep this kid around? Just let him
okay, this kid sucks.
Die. Let him go. Like, this is supposed to be Paz Vizsla's son. Bro.
Train him better.
Seriously. Man, he was just helpless the whole time.
Dude, for real. He did literally nothing.
Grogu did more.
First off, lost against Grogu.
Yeah.
Second off, let's decide to get caught.
And remember,
while getting caught, did nothing.
And Din Djarin told him, like, oh, this is training for you. Look at that kind of training.
Yeah.
Didn't learn anything afterwards, though.
Does he not listen?
I don't know. Well, okay, that's not on the point of, like, this thing coming out of nowhere and just attacking, but, like...
No, but, like, still, he should know something, I feel like, in terms of...
Like, run? In danger?
Attack?
Yeah,
something. He has darts left. He has a dart left.
Okay, those darts are, like, fucking paintballs.
It's like paintballs.
What are they gonna do to this?
To boop it or something. Maybe he can, you know...
That's probably what got him where he is in the first place, was booping it.
Probably deserves it, though. I still believe it. I don't
like
that
maybe.
Kid. I really don't like that kid. I'm like starting to figure that out now.
I don't know. But and then like it was really cool with him like climbing up the mountain because they couldn't use the jetpack.
That was
like,
cool.
The tension there. Detail. Yeah. And then we have Grogu, which is the majority of this episode, having a flashback.
That was kind of nuts.
From the making of his new part of his armor.
Right, during Order 66.
Yeah.
Is his flashback.
So we finally get what happens after that initial, like, reveal and attack. And he gets out, and everyone gets, like, he's in the elevator. And as soon as he gets off the elevator, which is where we cut out last time, we now get to see this other Jedi. Badass Jedi, by the way.
Dual wielding, by the way.
And apparently, I forget what his name was, but he was introduced in like a web series. That was like a children's TV show. As this character back in like 2019, 2020, I think he came out.
Starts with that R, I think.
Something, but
I have to look into it.
It was so that's where he like came from. But fun fact, the actor himself is Jar Jar Binks. That's the crazy thing. So now we got a redemption for Jar Jar, finally, after all these years, as a badass Jedi, even though it's not the same character.
Dude, is it like a reference? Like, are they like, okay.
Yeah, probably.
You can do this. Because of all the theories that going around, like, during the 7, 8, 9. Dude, it's like, you know what, Jar Jar? Let's shit on people.
Like, I mean, it gives the actor definitely like
it's a new
redemption.
Light. Yeah.
Because no one likes Jar Jar.
Okay, first off, did not know that's what Jar Jar looked like. Would have never guessed.
Yeah.
And second off, it's like that's talent. He can do Jar Jar and be badass.
Well, we'll never see Jar Jar again. Let's be honest.
Probably not. Yeah,
As long as they can help it, they won't bring Jar Jar back.
dude, you're gonna be so wrong when they bring Jar Jar
If
back.
he comes back, he better
so
be a Sith.
exciting. I mean, that's the theory.
Yeah,
That'd be really fun though. It's
but
not gonna happen.
and then we get to see the armor makes two different things for armor in this episode. One is for the crest that she puts on Grogu.
Right.
And the other one is for Bo-Katan and replacing the armor that she lost during the fight to go rescue the child. So it, and then she talks about the Mythosaur, and now she brands it on her. She has been very respectful of the way.
Because well, I mean, yeah, because
but
now,
she didn't have to, and that's the thing. Like, she easily could have taken it back off and said, "Screw your customs."
That wouldn't.
But she has nothing left. That's the thing. She doesn't have a home left.
No, but that still though, because the reason why she was living off of the way she lived is because like they were living off of, hey, the Mythosaur is bullshit.
But yeah,
and we're gonna live off my family's stuff.
Yeah, but she walked away from that way for a reason, and she was very hesitant
until she saw in person a Mythosaur.
Yes,
which means she's thinking in her head like, "Oh my god, like this is the way."
Like, but why does she think that now?
It's almost like if I don't know, like if we saw a ghost or something.
I guess that's true. Do you think it was real? Do you think that Mythosaur was real? Do you think she saw it in her mind, like the armor was kind of like alluding to?
I think she saw it. I think it's real.
You think it's real?
I think it's real.
You think this thing's gonna pop up at one point?
I think it will pop up. I think she's gonna fucking conquer the shit out of that. That's what I think. After
what if she
the ending
gets killed
of this
by
episode,
it?
I don't think so. No, I think Bo-Katan is gonna be a boss ass bitch in this season.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah.
And then so I mean, honestly, this episode with everything that they went through, it wasn't a long episode, but they got a lot figured out, and like they got two major storylines like progressed very far. I give it like a 7.
7? Wait, do you think
yes
that Jedi is still alive? Do you think he'll make another appearance like now?
I think in another flashback. We're not done with him and Grogu getting to where they need to get to yet.
Right, because at the end
they're still in
like a
Lightspeed.
delivery thing, right?
Yeah, they're still traveling. So we'll get more of that. He's probably dead.
You think he's dead?
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I think he's alive.
I don't see why.
No,
we
both liked him.
Like, why do we need that? Seeing how great he is, where has he been this whole time?
I mean, we don't know. He could have his own fucking side story. So
yeah, but more episodes of not Mando.
No, I mean like
they could have just kept the Book of Boba Fett going and just give different freaking people episodes.
Boba.
Exactly. So
what's Boba doing?
Yeah, throughout all this, like I said, I think I'd give it a 7.
7?
Yeah.
All right, due to the length, which I was kind of disappointed about, including the 5-minute credits, I'm going to say 6.5.
Okay.
I think the action was really fun.
Yeah. We
got a little bit of information, but like it's not enough.
Yeah.
Like I need what why did we range from 59 minutes to 33?
I'm not entirely sure.
Exactly. I think it's fucking dumb. Let's be consistent here. Like Lost, like just be 45 minutes per episode so we get
Well, also like another thing I pointed out while we were watching it was we saw Bo-Katan eating by herself by the fire. And she takes off her helmet and we get to see her for that quick shot. But like why do we not ever see Pedro Pascal? Like why don't we see Din Djarin? There's no reason why we don't get like we easily could have went to his part where he was and saw him take off his helmet as well. Like why are we keeping that such? We know what he looks like. There's no reason to hide it, but we also know what Bo-Katan looks like too, so we don't need to see her face anymore either. Like, is there no emotional range that Pedro can give to this role to make us feel for that character more? Because I feel like there's an absence of that.
Excuse me. Oh my god. I think like what people look for in this show specifically is Din Djarin and Grogu together. him being alone, we're not gonna care enough because we already know what he looks like. But this like episode was mostly about Bo-Katan and like finding her creed. Like she realizes that like, oh, this is the way? Question mark.
I mean,
And
yes.
so I think
Okay.
shut the fuck up. I think this is why it's like appropriate to see like, oh, she's like uncomfortable taking her mask, but also not, and it kind of shows like a
Helmet.
dynamic, huh?
Helmet, not
Helmet.
mask.
Yeah, it's not a mask. You're right. It's not the Scream movie. Takes off her helmet, and it's kind of like it creates a new dynamic on like how we like see her think. Like clearly we like whoever filmed it wanted to see that she's uncomfortable but comfortable, and I think that was fitting for that scene. Like your leader, sit down, take it easy, we'll go eat. And she's not used to that. And I think that was kind of the important part of that scene.
I do agree with that, but I just don't agree with no reason to show Pedro Pascal again. Because the reason I say this is because there's very little, like, there's so many easy things they could have done. Like, for example, remember that little ball that Grogu had?
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
shit.
So, like, doesn't Din have it right now?
I'm not.
I think he has it on him.
Is it in his pocket?
I think so.
Probably.
So, like, just like him taking off his helmet, eating something, and then maybe like looking at that little ball and like thinking of Grogu, like those little emotional moments that you can get that really show the relationship between him and Grogu. That isn't just like cooing and stoic. Like, I want more because we see that Pedro could do it in The Last of Us. Why can't he do it in this? And
Well, okay.
I think it's because he wasn't there during filming. I firmly believe all this time that they do this stuff, like, I don't know how often they use someone else in the costume, but I'm guaranteeing you it's not him majority, at least of this season.
Yeah.
Because of The Last of Us.
Because of Last of Us. I mean, I agree, but I think it fits story-wise. Because, like...
But then why reveal it at the end of season 1? Because that's, like, a big thing that everyone was, like, excited to see. And now we're in season 3. We've never gotten it again, no matter what has gone on, no matter what other opportunity. Because the thing is like, for him to be like, oh, I'm going to take off my helmet because I'm injured or I'm thinking I'm going to die, blah, 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 whatever it was that he took it off in the first place. When he's in the ship alone with Grogu, why hasn't he taken it off? Like, if he's alone, why hasn't he done that? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I think...
Because you're allowed to while you're alone. Essentially. But is Grogu going to coo him and, like, rat him out?
He's going to... Wow, that was a good word. Let's get used to the word coo.
Yeah.
No, but so I think it's this. I think it's regret. Not only does it fit into the story, I think it's more like he doesn't want to take it off because he feels bad about it. And so, like, because it's part of the creed, like, this is the way. And he can't take his mask off in front of everybody. That's why it's such a big deal. Helmet. God damn it. That's why he took it off in front of Grogu at the end of, I think it was season 2, that, like, this is what I look like. And that was, like, a whole thing. I think right now, since Grogu knows what he looks like, he's fucked up there. Since Grogu knows, like, what he looks like and Grogu understands, like, this sort of, I guess, culture, he's, like, you don't have to take it off all the time.
Yeah.
But I think it's mostly that, like, he felt bad. That, like, that would delete the purpose of, like, going to the fucking lake. I think it's almost like the show is playing that we're a Mandalorian in itself.
Okay.
Like, we can't see him take his mask off, kind of thing.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay. If you put it from that perspective, I can understand that a little bit more.
Because that kind of, puts us.
I still believe he wasn't there, though.
No, he definitely wasn't there, but I think it's fitting.
Yeah.
I think it's fitting.
Yeah. No, he definitely wasn't there. That's a lot of it because, like,
I hate the different perspective that we have on this fucking show.
Yeah. I want more of the character, but I sometimes feel like, yeah, I'm watching it and I know it's him doing the voice, but, like, sometimes I'm just taken out of it. I think it was definitely this start of this season really jarred me up with the whole way they were reading their lines off to each other, kind of. Oh, and it just like, since then, I think I've always been, like, entranced and, like, fooled by him being that. I think this was the first time where I'm like, oh, this is probably not that actor.
Mm-hmm.
And has it ever been that actor?
Was it the rock climbing scene?
No, it was in the beginning of episode 1 in the beginning of the season when he was talking to Carl Weathers and all their dialogue sounded like they were reading it off a script.
Yo, hold up. Can we point out?
Carl Weathers directed this episode.
This episode. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude. Good for him.
So, I don't know. I think the beginning of this season really started me on a different note with this, and it doesn't make me like the show less. It's just more the fact of, man, that reveal of his face wasn't ever needed. Like, honestly, like I would
I
have preferred the show more if we never saw him and just kept this going forever than to like see it and then not see it.
All right, I'm gonna paint an example. It's like, let's say you are watching a TV show, and the last episode, like season one, it was a crazy cliffhanger. Are you more likely to watch that TV show when it's like a couple years later because of like certain delays, or are you like less likely to watch it when it's like a year later? Like,
I
are you more hyped about it? Is, I guess, essentially my
I
question.
would answer that question if it wasn't for the fact that that wasn't a cliffhanger.
No, 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 no. But like I'm saying, they're probably withholding his face not only because of The Last of Us, but also because like people get more hyped if he does take off his
But we
helmet.
know what he looks like. There's no hype anymore. The hype left in season one.
But no, it's the fact of the story though,
But he's
because
probably
he
never,
doesn't he can't do this anymore.
he can when he's eating, and we could have saw a shot of it, just like we did Bo-Katan.
That tells my last point. We're Mandalorians watching Mandalorians
Then why do we see Bo-Katan?
because it shows emotion.
It could
He's
show,
not comfortable with this
and we
yet.
could see emotion with Pedro too.
I hate you so much right now.
Why?
I don't-
I'm saying
Dude,
things
I
that can
think
enhance
it
the
makes sense
story.
to me. It makes sense to me. You're looking at it from like a really different. How much time do we have? You're looking at it like a really different perspective, which I get. Like, I understand, but I think it's fitting for the way they did it. Like, I don't need a lot of Pedro.
No, I'm not. So I think we're discussing something that's a little bit different. So what I'm saying is not more the fact of like, I need to see him all the time. It's more the fact of there's been a lot of pivotal moments in the past that could have benefited more with a story change or some kind of script alteration to have him show his face.
Okay.
Like, for example, when he had a between him and Luke, like,
right.
duh. Like, these little things that would have been a little more emotional if, like, because he'd be like, oh, look at my face because you haven't really seen it yourself. Like, Grogu, who he's taken on as his son, like, there's so many of these emotional moments that we could have gotten with more of that.
Okay.
While he was definitely still fucking condemned or, like,
Okay.
looked down upon. Because if he's still going to go back to Mandalore, look how many times Bo-Katan took off her helmet. He could have taken it off as many times as he wanted to before he went into the
for
water.
him, it's not the way. Bo-Katan was different. That's why she has a different sigil.
No, I'm aware of that. I'm just saying, like, I just still feel like they could have done more with it.
Okay.
I guess this is the thing I don't like. I
Okay.
don't like this guy's. I don't like Din Djarin's blind faith towards this.
Oh, okay.
With as many times as he's been fucked over. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
the amount of times that the Mandalores have, like, really screwed him up, like Paz Vizsla, like all these other ones that are like, they turn him away and blah, blah, blah. Like, and he still just has this, like, blind faith. And I know for some people that's noble, but it's hard for me to feel that nobility when I can't see his emotions or his
That's
face.
interesting because of the helmet. Because of the helmet.
Because of the helmet. Because, like, no matter what he says, it's getting harder for me to picture what he looks like underneath it if he's trying to sound sincere or not, especially if he's just reading off his lines off camera, like,
Right.
remotely. You
choice
don't
it.
get any emotion out of it. And for me, that makes that character feel dry right now.
Okay.
Din Djarin is not, he's like cool and badass, great, but he has as much personality as someone out of Fast and Furious. Like, I don't see a lot of,
Should have gone Vin Diesel.
yeah,
Family.
seriously.
Grogu.
Like, it's different when a character's written to have like a personality, but then when the character's personality traits are the other characters surrounding him.
Do you think like emotion could be expelled in terms of like action? Like I could be super stoic, zero mask, helmet, whatever, but based off the actions that I do,
Just
and
in the eyes sometimes. Sometimes the eyes can show
Okay.
enough emotion and stuff like that, especially when you're coming from film and where like that stuff is what really carries it, because this show isn't getting nominated for an award for acting. I'm sorry. Like, as much as
there's
Pedro,
not
like
that.
Pascal would never win an award for The Mandalorian.
No.
And that's because more than likely he's not even in the fucking costume.
Prove us wrong.
Well, he's not in the fucking costume probably most of the time. So, like, it's really hard for them to give it to an actor that's like Robert Downey Jr. I mean, if it was just strictly Iron Man, would have been that. Like,
But I mean, we get to see him out of the suit because he doesn't know the way.
he doesn't. Well, okay. Wow, I fell for that.
I got him. I got him. But no, yeah, no, that's okay. That makes sense. Yeah, that's actually pretty good reasoning.
It's not that I don't like it, and it's not like I'm saying I'm like upset that they're doing this. I just feel like this story could have more, and they
If
keep
he took
missing
off his
that
mask.
beat. And I don't know if that's at fault for not having the actor readily present all the time, and maybe they did want to add more of that, but they couldn't. Or this is actually a choice. Like, I do love where Jon Favreau's going with this, but he keeps changing things, like the timeline. Now we're like at 9 years past the Battle of Endor.
Right.
Like, when it kind of seemed like it was like 1 and 2 were like basically back to back, but like the fact that they're every season's about a year.
Well, okay, let me ask you
So
something.
Grogu's 54.
Do you think for a show called The Mandalorian, there are too many side characters?
I think I don't know who the Mandalorian is yet. I don't. At first, it was just him because, like, first episode walks
Now that,
in, you get that, like, his theme music when he comes in. Like, I could bring you in
Dun-dun.
cold, or I could bring you in hot.
That was a terrible impression of whatever the fuck that was. No,
Anyways,
I can't even do it.
but like, I could bring you in cold, I could bring you in hot, kind of thing. And like, that was like, whoa, this is the Mandalorian. And then you get to see other people, and then you're like, oh wait, they're also Mandalorians. Wait, so who is the Mandalorian?
Exactly.
And now we're in this point where it's like, is it Bo-Katan? Is it Grogu? Is it Din
And
Djarin?
Grogu's
Is it
getting
the
trained
armorer?
now.
Is it this kid? Who knows? Maybe it's this kid that's also getting fucked up by getting taken everywhere.
But no, I really think that like we don't know who the Mandalorian is. I think it's honestly Grogu. Like now that we're going through this like
I think
training
it's-
regimen now,
100% think it's the kid.
you're lying.
Imagine the stories he has to say. One time, big sea monster attacks.
It's got 2 stories.
2 weeks later, flying monster takes me. Done.
That means he fucking sucks. That means he's not the Mandalorian. He's the kid that gets shitted on from the Mandalorian.
Well,
so it's gonna be Grogu.
Anyways, to wrap this up, I have one more thing I want to tell you.
Okay.
Disney just recently showed off at one of their cons a real life lightsaber.
Sorry, what?
Yeah, I don't know how it works, but
Okay,
it's
okay.
just,
Why are
like
we still
literally
talking?
hilt pushes button, fucking
They
thing.
they
pops out.
have that, but it's
No.
not for sale yet.
No, it's not for sale, but like it's the thing that they use at the hotels.
They used it at the Star Cruiser.
Yeah.
Do you know how they're doing it right now?
No.
You don't know. So at the end of your 2-day $2,000 stay,
$2,000.
it's like $2,000 to $2,500, yeah, for
Okay.
the Star Cruiser, and it's like a fully immersive experience. And at the end of the night, there's a battle on like a balcony thing, and everyone below watches against Rey and Kylo, and Rey like ignites that lightsaber, but then puts it down and picks up one that could be durable.
Oh.
Yeah, like full scene, like she doesn't pay attention.
Nice.
Yeah, so yeah, that was out a little bit ago.
I
I saw that.
I did not.
It's not for sale yet, though.
Okay. Are you gonna buy it?
I'm busy that day.
Okay.
Where can we find you, Adam?
You can find me at Amori Photography on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, everywhere. You can find Archangel Films on all things, and Nerd Locker Podcast on Spotify and Apple Music or wherever you get your podcasts.
Sweet. You can find me on everything social media related in terms of the Sphere 21, including Twitch. On TikTok, I'm Oliver Khan VA.
All right. See you guys.
Bye.